So let's determine the area of the region enclosed by y equals x squared and y equals the square root of x. So, very first thing in all these problems, we need to get a picture of what this region looks like. Okay. I know it's enclosed by these two equations, so I need to find the intersection points of these two. Okay. So let's start there. Let's find intersection points. So we're going to set these two equations equal to each other, which I can do because they're both solved for y here. So set x squared equal to the square root of x. And I'd want to get rid of that square root. How can we get rid of square roots? Square them. Yeah, so let's just take this equation and square both sides. And that'll get rid of my square root. So it becomes x to the fourth equals x. Move all your terms over to one side. So I'm going to subtract x over. And then I notice x to the fourth minus x. I can factor out an x. So it looks like my two solutions are x equals 0, x cubed minus 1 equals 0, so x cubed equals 1. What numbers give me x cubed is equal to 1? 1. That's it, right? X is 1. Okay. So those are my two x coordinates of my intersection points. Maybe I'll underline them. I need the y coordinates, so you're going to plug these x values into either one of the functions, doesn't matter. You're going to get the same number back. So let's go with, I don't know, let's plug them into y equals x squared. So if I plug in 0, you'll get 0. So your first intersection point is 0, 0. If you plug in 1, 1, 1. So it looks like my two intersection points I've got going on, 0, 0, and 1, 1. So my graph, I'm going to start by plotting those 2 points. Those are my most important points. Okay. So here I go. 0, 0, and then 1, 1. Got those 2 points. So what, I need to know what happens in between. One function is on top of the other the whole time. They don't intersect anywhere else except these 2 points. So one function is always going to be on top of the other, and I've got to figure out which one's on top, which one's on bottom, because that matters in my integral. So the way I did this last time was I plugged in a number in between here, between 0 and 1. So let's go with 1/2. Okay, let's plug in 1/2 into my 2 functions and see which one gets me the larger value. So I'm going to plug in x equals 1/2 into my 2 functions. Y equals x squared. So let's start with that one. If I plug in 1/2 into that, I get 1/4. And then the other one was the square root of x. Let's plug in 1/2 into that. So this is 1 over the square root of 2. And I gotta figure out which one of these is larger. You can either use a calculator to help you figure that out, or you can just try to use inequalities. If I compare 1/4 to 1 over the square root of 2, and I wanna put some kind of inequality here in the middle. So to figure out what that is, I cross multiply square root of 2 and 4. 4 is bigger than the square root of 2. So it looks like the larger value is this 1 over square root of 2. So this tells me that this function here, square root of x, is going to be on top. Okay, so let me draw that. Square root of x is going to be on the top. So somehow, let me put my pen on. Square root of x is here. And then the other equation was x squared. And that's below, that's underneath that one. Okay. And now I've got a picture of my region. The region I want to calculate, this one right here. I want to find the area of that. Okay. After you get the picture, you're ready to set up your integral, okay? What's my top function here? Which one? Square root of x. So when I'm integrating, remember it's top minus bottom. So you're going to do square root of x was on top minus the bottom was x squared. And then I need bounds on my numbers. What did x go between? 0 and 1. So those are my numbers. And then you just need to integrate this. Okay? So remember that that's square root of x, that's x to the 1/2. And do the reverse power rule. So you'll get x to the 3/2 over 3/2 minus x cubed over 3. So it looks like I'm getting, if I plug in 1, I'll go ahead and flip my fraction up. 2/3 minus 1/3 or 1/3. Again, when you're doing these, area, it's a positive number. You can't have negative area. So if you get a negative for whatever reason, that should send little alarm bells to you to tell you that something is wrong. And you should look back. Maybe you've switched them, put the bottom one first instead of it's top minus bottom, not the other way around. Okay?